Just when you thought it was safe to go back out on the road after winning 2 out of 3 in Milwaukee behind great pitching performances from Chris Sale and Jose Quintana and some hot hitting from Adam Eaton and Jose Abreu, the Sox find themselves here in Oakland, where they've won only 16 times in the last 14 years. But the best thing about it, Carlos Rodon doesn't know anything about that. He's out here to make his own history. Next, right here on Comcast Sportsnet. We are coming to you from the Coliseum in Oakland, California, where tonight Comcast Sportsnet presents White Sox baseball. It's Jose Abreu, Melky Cabrera, Avisaíl Garcia, and our Sox as they get set to butt heads with Bob Melvin's Oakland Athletics. Hi, everybody, and welcome. I'm Ken Harrelson. My partner Steve Stone will not be here for this series, but joining us in the booth is a very good friend and a terrific center fielder for us for a long time, Aaron Rowan. And Aaron, welcome, buddy.
Thanks for having me.
And I know you still love the Sox, and I know you still follow us every day. We've won 3 consecutive series. It'll be Tigers 2 out of 3, Cincinnati 2 out of 3, and of course Milwaukee 2 out of 3, and that may be boding well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the whole goal is trying to win series over the course of a long season, and if you continue to do that, whether it's 2 out of 3, 3 out of 4, I mean, those wins add up and minimize those losses, and they've been playing very well lately, so it's been very nice.
Well, as you know, we've had a tough time out here, but that doesn't make any difference to the guy we got on the mound tonight, Carlos Rodon.
Yeah, not with his stuff. I mean, he has electric stuff, plus fastball, elevates his fastball very well, and has a devastating slider. So, I mean, if he can find the strike zone and try to keep his pitch count a little bit down tonight, you might see him go a little bit deeper in the game.
All right, sit back, relax, and strap it down. White Sox baseball coming your way.
Your Chicago area and Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer, who invites you to test drive a Lexus today. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, through it all. Audi, truth in engineering. Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. And by Toyota. See where Toyota takes you. Test drive one at your Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places.
It's a chilly night here in Oakland, California. Some clouds in the sky, and it's going to go from chilly to cold a little bit later on, they tell us. So Nothing new out here. All players expect it. In fact, sometimes you can come in here in July and August and be wearing long sleeve shirts in that outfield, as you well know, Aaron.
Yeah, the weather here never changes from April 1st till September 30th. I mean, it's the same every night, cold, windy, and very damp.
Well, as a rule, did you find this one of the toughest outfields to play because of the notorious high sky?
Yeah, not so much the high sky as much as during day games here, especially playing center field. The sun's right behind home plate, and fly balls that go up, you're going to be battling sun all day.
All right, the A's are taking the field, so right now let's check out Robin Ventura's starting lineup today. Top three of Adam Eaton, Melky Cabrera, Jose Abreu. Middle third of LaRoche, Garcia, Gillespie, and the bottom third of Alexi Ramirez, Giovanni Soto, and Carlos Rodon, our pitcher. Defensively for the A's, from left to right in the outfield, Crisp, Burns, and Reddick. Around the horn, Brett Lawrie. Marcus Semien, old friend Marcus Semien. Eric Sogard at second. Mark Canha at first. And the battery, Josh Vegley, and the 25-year-old right-hander, Jesse Hahn. And what's he going to be featuring out there?
Well, he's a big kid. He throws a little bit across his body. He's got good arm angle for sink on his fastball. So he's going to run his fastball in a little bit on the righties, get some sink. He's got a plus curveball, an overhand breaking ball, occasional slider, and he'll throw a handful of changeups as well.
And the men in blue tonight behind the plate, Angel Hernandez at first base, Scott Berry, Ted Barrett, the crew chief, he'll be at second, and Chris Conroy, big Chris Conroy, over at third. So the first of a three-game set and the fourth of this six-game road trip. We had an off day yesterday, and of course, as you know, we took 2 out of 3 from the Brew Crew. We lost the first one, came back and won the last 2. And it just appears that for our guys, things are starting to come together. They're starting to have a little continuity in the offense, and as you know, continuation hitting is very hard to come by, but when he gets there, it's nice.
Yeah, and like you said, this is a good point in the season for it to be coming together. And you got a lot of games left in it, but you know, off to a little bit of a rocky start as the season goes, but putting it together these last 3 series, you know, and coming into Oakland playing a team that historically the White Sox have not had a great time trying to play here in Oakland. If they can come out of this series with a couple wins, it's going to be a good stepping stone for them for the rest of the year.
Well, we have won 6 of the last 9 games versus the A's, but only 1-7 over the last 8 here at the Coliseum. So they have finished. And before we show you our picks to click, you at home select yours as Adam Eaton will lead it off. And the first pitch of the ball game, 6'5" right-hander out of Groton, Connecticut. On 6'5", 190 pounds. Adam at 218, no homers. He's driven in 2. 55 degrees at game time as that's out of play.
Yeah, this Hahn's going to be a little bit deceptive for these guys. Throwing across his body like that, it's tough, especially for a lefty to try to pick that ball up early out of his hand. So the ball's going to jump on you a little bit because this guy's got a little bit of juice behind it.
Here at the Coliseum, 330 down the lines, 367 in right center, 388 in left center, 400 straight away center.
There's that overhand breaking ball right there. It's got good 12-6 action on that.
And once again, my partner in booth for this series, the next 3 days, Aaron Rowan. Steve Stone will not be here. So Aaron, one of the best center fielders Sox have ever had.
Well, this guy that's playing right now is going to be pretty good too.
Yes, he is. As that ball hit high and deep into right field. Stretch, stretch. One hop, and it goes in for a ground rule double. So a good way to start.
Yeah, that's a good piece of hitting on that breaking ball right there. It's kind of a shame it bounced over the fence because he would have been standing on 3.
Yeah. Yep.
See how he kept his hands back right there and then stayed through the zone very well and did a good job not pulling that ball foul.
Number 53, Melky Cabrera.
So Melky's got a job to do, and that is get him over or get him in. Melky has been wearing it lately. Aaron, for the last 7 to 10 games, he's been barreling it up right at somebody.
Yeah, this game's tricky like that. Everybody always likes to say how it all evens out. You know, whether you get a jam job base hit is going to even up with all those line drive outs. I never bought into it.
Me either. Now, pitchers will tell you differently, but you and I know better.
Absolutely.
Bagley blocks it. Yeah, it does not even out. But Melky, the game we lost, Carlos Gomez made a tremendous catch on him. It kept us from getting real good into that game.
Right.
Outfield for the most part straight up, maybe slightly to the left. Small gap out there in right center. And that's low.
Yeah, in this situation, Hahn's going to try to keep the ball away from him. He has that little tailing fastball, whereas a lefty, you know, you want to try to get the ball over the right side of the field, especially early on in that game, and try to produce a run without having to get a hit.
Baseball 101, right?
Yeah.
That's what it is. That's what it is. And it's nice when it works. So there's ball 4. And the first 2 men aboard are Abreu.
It's a good start with the big man coming up.
So right now let's check out our picks to click. DiMaggio, our director and the crew. Well, they went for Gillespie.
First baseman, number 79.
Steve and Aaron are going to go with LaRoche. And Marianne, Tatum, and Griffin. Rowan and I are going to go with Melky Cabrera.
Pretty good so far. He's over the walk.
Abreu hitting at 288, 6 homers, 20 knocked in.
It's always fun watching him hit. I mean, he does such a great job of being selective, and you can tell he goes up there with a plan and picks a pitch.
That ball hit hard, base hit into right field. Adam had to hold up to see if it was going to get caught. So Sox packed, nobody out. One thing that is not talked about enough about Abreu, he's a smart hitter.
Very, very smart. And you can see his approach as he goes and stays inside that ball. I mean, he has an idea of what he's trying to do, and until he gets 2 strikes, he sticks with that plan. That's a great job of base running right there. With nobody out, you don't want to get doubled up and take a guy out of scoring position. So, you know, you'd rather have a guy on third and nobody out than try to chance that.
So here's Aaron's pick to click. Adam LaRoche at 235, 4 homers and 13 knocked in. Curveball did grab just the corner of the plate.
I got out here early today and watched them take early batting practice. Adam's swinging the bat very well, so hopefully he can get something he can handle here and drive it.
Out in front, off the end of the bat. And very quickly, he's got the big hole, nothing in 2.
Well, you notice he started him off with a breaking ball and then comes right back to the changeup. So he's 0-2 and he hasn't even seen the fastball yet. That's it's not a comfortable position to be in with bases loaded in the first inning.
Yeah, especially 4-seamer up. But he's going to go outside. And there's that hook again. You're right. He does have pretty good.
Yeah, it's big and it's got that hump in it. The best thing you can try to do is like what Adam Eaton did, was keep his hands back and then, you know, try to put the barrel on it.
Tried the back door. If he gets that, no, we can just tip your cap and grab some bench.
Yeah, not much you can do. I mean, it's a tough position to be in as a hitter, because if you're up there in these situations and you've seen now 4 pitches and haven't seen a fastball yet, you can't commit to the off-speed pitch. Otherwise, you don't have a chance to hit the fastball.
Well, he has worked it to a full count.
And now he's seen all his pitches. Now he's seen the breaking ball a few times. He's seen the changeup and the fastball. So after seeing that fastball, you can kind of get in rhythm a little bit more and know how fast that ball's going to get on you.
And it is 1-0 good guys.
That was a good at bat right there.
Boy, 0-2, you better believe it.
After he had gone from 0-2 and not seen a fastball, works it back to 3-2. You're pretty assured of what you're going to get 3-2 with bases loaded, nobody out. So he did a great job working that count back into his favor.
So Bob Melvin, skipper, boy, what a job he's done here. Pitching coach Kurt Young out there as Angel Hernandez is going to go out and try to expedite things. But Bob Melvin's done a terrific job with this ball club.
Yeah, I mean, for a lot of years too. I mean, he's a baseball guy. Been around this game a long time. Knows how to deal with the young guys and knows how to deal with the veteran guys. So, you know, they mesh pretty well together.
Here's Avi. Don't stop now, boys. Avi hitting at .322, 3 homers, 11 driven in. Chopper going to come home for the force. So Brett Lowry makes the play, 1 out.
You see the catcher was trying to set up in for that tailing fastball. He ended up throwing it from outside to middle away. So you see the difference in approach right there from Abreu staying inside the ball and driving the ball the other way, as to, in that instance right there, coming around it a little bit.
Here's Gillespie. Connor at .247, the homer. He's driven in 8. This could be a huge at bat in this ball game right here.
And I like the matchup right here. Connor does very well hitting the ball middle the other way, and that sets up pretty good facing a right-hander with the ball going away from you. So if he gets a fastball tailing away out over the plate, he's going to get some pretty good wood on it.
And the count 2-0.
Now he's in the driver's seat.
He got the catbird seat, right.
Last thing Hahn wants to do is go 3-0, so he's going to try to throw something right here for a strike.
And there's a base hit. Abreu scores. It's 2-0. The Roche did not read that one real well.
No, not right off the bat. I mean, with 1 out, you definitely don't want to get doubled up, but that's one of those situations where you try to make sure that you check the outfield before the pitch is thrown, so you know where they're playing. Another thing too in this ballpark is the ball does not carry very well. So whereas in some other places, that ball might have carried out there.
Hang up, yeah.
Yeah, it might have hung up a little bit. Here, the air is very heavy. It ended up getting down.
But a big base hit by Connor. And here's Alexei. Yeah, Connor goes up there and hits into a 4.63 or a 6.43. That's a downer, even though you did get a run. So
right.
That was a huge at bat.
Yeah, with the opportunity with bases loaded like that, yeah. Definitely. And you saw there 2-0. He knew what he was getting, and he got a pitch up in the zone he could handle right there.
Curveball. Count evens at 1.
pretty good numbers with the bases loaded. He's got 6 grand slams.
Well, what did he get 4 of those his first year? Yeah, that took a little something off that one.
Yeah, that was a pretty good breaking ball that hung up there and got him out front after he threw that sinker down and in. And that's what makes pitchers like this very, very competitive, because they can sink the ball down and in and then throw something off speed up. And you got that hitter looking in, and have it happen what happened right there.
Ball ripped but foul.
He got away with one right there, left that breaking ball up.
Yeah, that was a cookie. 2-0 Sox if you're just tuning in here in the top of the first inning in the first of this 3-game set.
I wouldn't go back to that breaking ball if I were him.
Flips that one over our dugout.
Yeah, he got the slider. Just trying to change up eye angle there. Trying to keep him off balance.
Giovanni Soto on deck.
A lot of times pitchers like this will just throw one pitch in like that for effect and then go to the other stuff. And that's exactly what he did. He threw that first pitch, sinker down and in, and he's gone away with soft stuff since.
They can't get him at first. So we're still there. We catch a break. Couldn't find the ears on it real quick. 2 out.
Went back in with the sinker and lulled him to sleep with that off-speed stuff to come back in hard.
Number 58, Giovanni Soto.
You don't see this very often. Where you have 4 hitters come to the plate with the bases loaded in the same inning.
Yeah. And only get 2 runs out of it so far.
Yeah. Giovanni, ball 1 to him. Get through. Nope. He'll just pick it up, step on the base. So we get 2, but we had a chance for more. We'll take the 2, and we lead it 2-0.
Ace fans.
Simeon and Reddick. Billy Butler, our nemesis from Kansas City, now in that Oakland uniform. He's the cleanup hitter. Then Laurie, Fegley, And Canna coming up with Burns and Eric Sogard. Our Sox defensively in the outfield from left, Cabrera, Eaton, and Garcia. Around the horn, Gillespie, Ramirez, Carlos Sanchez making his first start since Micah Johnson going down. Jose Abreu in the battery of Giovanni Soto and our 22-year-old southpaw, Carlos Rodon. Aaron?
Yeah, Carlos had a good outing his last outing. Went 6 innings, struck out 4. He's just got electric stuff. I mean, the ball jumps out of his hand. He's got a devastating slider, and you know, he keeps guys off balance. So hopefully he's throwing strikes today and he can go deep into the game.
And he's our Lexus pursuing perfection starting pitcher. As Coco Crisp, he is 1 for 28. Here go the 0.36 batting average. That ball hit into left center field. We got a man there.
That was a great jump on that ball. And you know, one of the things being an outfielder and trying to be a good outfielder comes with instincts, and Adam's got great instincts in the outfield.
Well, you were a good center fielder. In fact, you had one of the greatest series defensively of any center fielder I ever saw, and of course that was at Yankee Stadium. Now, obviously, you have to have the opportunity to have a series like you had, but you didn't have the opportunity, and you did do it.
Yeah, that was a fun series. I mean, when the balls get put into places like that where you happen to have to lay out or catch the ball over your head, you know, all the stars align, and you know, it's like Adam did just right there, getting good jumps on balls, you can run them down.
Well, that particular series, as Marcus Semien takes a strike, was in my top 3. My top one was Kenny Lofton had a series against us in Cleveland, and he actually was just unbelievable. And then Freddie Lynn had one, and yours and Freddie were about equal. But I think the one that Kenny had was the best I've ever seen one guy have in a 4-game series.
How many home runs did he rob that series?
I think it was 3.
Yeah.
3, went up over the fence 3 times, going back in. He gone. 2 down. Marcus came in hitting at 307.
Yeah, that was a backup slider right there. He was trying to bury down and in, and I still think that's the best pitch in baseball, the backup slider, because if they could do that consistently, there wouldn't be a whole lot of hits against those guys. But you expect it to dart down and in, and it hangs up. You swing through it.
Here's Josh Reddick. I only faced him my whole career, and all the years in this game, I've only seen one pitcher that could throw that as one of his pitches, and that was Al Downing of the Yankees, a left-hander, threw a backup slider.
Yeah, you're so used to seeing a pitch when you know it's a slider. It's breaking, seeing the spin, it's supposed to break to a certain area. And when it just spins and doesn't move, and your back path goes to where you think it's going to be, that's when you get the swings and misses.
Reddick hitting at 333, 6 homers, 25 knocked down. Reddick born in Savannah, Georgia. Pretty good pitch, didn't get it.
Yeah, and whatever you do, Carlos, don't look at Angel Hernandez. Because if you think you're looking at him wrong, he's going to squeeze you.
There's a strike. And there's ball 4. So 2 out walk. You've heard me many times say, the first rule in baseball is you got to catch the ball. That's number 1. That's the first rule in baseball. And over all these years, I've come up with rule number 2. Don't mess with Joe West.
Yeah. Yeah, Joe West is a good one, too. Or Larry Young when he was out there.
Yeah, Larry was tough. Here's Butler. Billy hitting at 257, 3 homers, 17 knocked in, and he takes strike 1. Billy last year at Kansas City hit 271, 9 homers, and drove in 66. That was an off season for him, but they still came within 1 out of winning everything.
Yeah, Billy's had a great career, and he's a heck of a hitter.
He's always said well against us.
Some guys can just roll out of bed and hit. He's one of those guys.
It's pretty stout numbers against us in 134 games, 18 homers, 91 knocked in, playing in that big ballpark in Kansas City. half those times. Off the glove of Gillespie. So 2 on, 2 out.
Well, it's nice to see him not in the American League Central anymore.
That's right.
Batting in a good position. Third baseman, number 15.
Connor got a pretty good jump on there, but it ended up playing it into a bit of an in-between hop. Those are the toughest ones to catch. I mean, if you can catch it on a big bounce or a short hop, you got a much better chance.
So he picks up an error. That's his 6th error.
That's one of those ones Billy's looking at the scoreboard right now going in the error.
Every hitter, not just Billy.
That's everybody, but especially at your home place.
Look at me again. It did move. It did.
Yeah, my nose isn't straight.
He hit that wall and flee. That's one of my all-time favorite pictures. The highlight when I saw him hit that wall come out, blood just poured down. We were talking about it before the game with Ray Fosse.
Yeah. Yeah, they said they straightened it back out. I actually had surgery after that, but I don't think it's still not straight.
Here's Brent Lawrie. Yanks that one foul.
Well, he's in a good spot now, too. That was a good slider down and in. Right there.
Yeah, Joe kept it in front of him.
I just like Carlos. I like his aura out on the mound. I mean, he's all business. He looks like he knows what he's doing. He's got great composure out there. He doesn't look like he's a deer in headlights being a young player. Doesn't look overmatched by the situation whatsoever.
1-2. And he's going to pitch over the error. Bobby. And that'll retire the side. After 1, it is 2-0 White Sox. SN Plus for Hawk Ford Blackhawks post-game live. Get instant reaction from the coaches and players and much, much more. That's after the game on CSN Plus. It is 2-0 Sox as Coop talking with his youngster, Carlos Rodon. If you're just tuning in and missed the top half of the first inning, I want you to try to think back and remember the last time you saw a team send 5 hitters to the plate with the bases loaded in the same inning.
Well, that doesn't happen too often. Typically, there's going to be some base hits and first to thirds or second and third, but going up with that many times with the bases loaded doesn't happen all that often.
No. So here's Carlos Sanchez There's what he was doing at Charlotte. 344, a couple of homers, 17 knocked in. He is a good little player. Now Micah Johnson sent down, was having some problems defensively, and they want him. Micah Johnson's going to be a good big league player.
Yeah, he's a good hitter. He's got a lot of tools and got a good idea at the plate. I mean, he'll be productive out there. Just needs to shore up some of the defensive stuff and become more comfortable.
Well, you came into your own. You were a good outfielder when you joined us, but you became an outstanding outfielder, and that takes a lot of experience. And you know what experience is? That's something you got when you didn't want to get it.
Right, exactly. And getting sent down and, you know, going from right field to center field, learning how to play that spot out there. You know, just a lot of repetition.
That hook. 1 out.
Overhand curveball.
If you got one of those, Aaron and I were just talking in the break, if you got one of those, that sets up a lot of things. That 12-6.
Yeah, I mean, it changes speed, changes eye plane when you're trying to see the ball out of his hand, and makes that fastball, especially a running fastball, much more effective.
First pitch strike.
Well, he hit the breaking ball last at bat, so he started him off with the first pitch changeup this time.
He doubled. One hop ground rule over the fence and right.
That's that tailing fastball.
That was off the plate, but he gave it to him.
Looks like Han's kind of settling into a little bit of a rhythm here.
Two and two. Well, we used to talk about that as hitters a lot during the game. Let's don't let this guy get in a rhythm now.
Yeah, and you know, calling timeout, stepping out of
the box, right? The whole bit. That's out of play. There's a rule when you let a major league pitcher get into his rhythm, at least for 4, 5, 6 innings, you got a problem.
Yeah, especially a lot of times too. You see a lot of starting pitchers will start the game off first inning a little rough, and then they end up settling down into a rhythm. You try your best not to let them do that. If that's your pitcher, you're happy about it.
Top over the air. Here comes Marcus. He gets a nice bounce. Makes a good play. 2 down. And you can enjoy the benefits of being a White Sox season ticket holder by purchasing a prorated 58-game full or a 20 or 19-game split season ticket plan. And great locations are still available, so packages begin during the week of June 5th. To purchase, visit whitesox.com or call 312-674-1000. Here's Melky. He walked last inning.
Cindy made a nice play on that with Speedy Eaton coming down the line, coming and getting that ball on that chopper. It's not an easy play with a guy that can run like Adam.
As that ball's hit hard, stay fair. It won't. Well, there's a case right there where you got a speedy runner and a speedy shortstop.
Foot race to see who's going to get there first.
Yeah. First of 3 tomorrow night. It'll be Johnny Danks, who was just terrific his last outing against Jesse Chavez, and on Sunday afternoon, Samardzija against Scott Kazmir, their southpaw.
He's doing a pretty good job of changing speed. Start him off with 2 pitches, 2 off-speed pitches, come back with 2 fastballs. He's mixing it in and out and trying to keep them off balance.
Melky.
Boy, he can spoil some good pitches, that guy.
This guy's a good player. He is a good player. He always played well against us, and just watching him every day, he is just a real good player.
Yeah, he's got a lot of patience at the plate and a lot of plate coverage from both sides. So, you know, he can spoil that pitcher's pitch with 2 strikes until he gets something he can handle, and that just gives you a lot better chance of getting hits.
Ball stayed outside. Umpires in the stands wanted it.
I don't know how much Angel appreciated that, though.
That ball lined hard into left field. Coco is there. He got a good jump. Makes a catch. Another hang with him for Melky Cabrera. Meanwhile, 1-2-3 inning, and after an inning and a half, there's still 2-0 Sox. Game brought to you by all the great folks at Miller Lite. 2-0 Sox here in the bottom of the second. It'll be old friend Josh Begley and Mark Canha. Billy Burns to face Carlos Rodon. That pitch going away. That one at 94 low and away, so to count 2-0. Nice 2-0. Took a little something off.
Yeah, a little tail on that one. I was talking to Tyler Flowers before the game and talking about his four-seamer and when he gets around the ball a little bit, has a pretty good sink on his fastball too.
That's into left field. Aaron just told you last night that ball doesn't carry too well here,
especially at night. Day games, sometimes the ball will go a little bit, but the air gets heavy here at night. And, you know, you can hit a ball pretty good and still walk back to the dugout scratching your head.
You know, for some reason, I used to love to hit in this park. I mean, I just loved it. I saw the ball well. It's got a good background, but at night, different stories.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here in Dodger Stadium. Oh, nice pick by Connor.
Nice play right there. Yeah, and what do those two things have in common? The grass is very, very short. Ball gets through the infield. It's always nice to be able to play in ballparks like that have that short grass. You know you're going to get a lot of balls through the infield on the ground.
Center fielder, Billy Burns.
So here's the speedy Billy Burns. 287 minor league hitter, hitting at 289. And he had 179 stolen bases in the minor leagues. Wow. Sanchez can't get it. Good effort by Carlos.
There's that speed you're talking about right there.
So you can cancel the post-game show. That's their first hit.
Batting in the ninth position, second baseman, number 28.
Almost any other hitter running down the lines out right there. That's a great play by Carlos, and just didn't have a chance to get a guy with that kind of speed.
Well, Sanchez is a good player. We saw that a couple of years ago. He's just 22 years old, but he is a good baseball player.
Yeah, and he wears an outstanding Under Armour shirt too that looks exactly like Spider-Man.
Here's Sogard. Eric Sogard is Burns. Decent lead over there.
This should be a cat and mouse game between Burns at first and the left-hander on the mound, picking when he's going to go, when he's going to try to come back. Got him leaning the other way that time.
Well, between three teams last year, he stole 57 bases. And the year before, he stole 74 bases.
Jeez. Yeah, he had him that time. He wasn't going anywhere, but he had him going back to the bag as he went home.
And there's a base hit. So, second inning in a row, 2 out, nobody on. They have 2 on. And runners at the corners.
I don't know if you can see that on TV or not, but this place we're talking about the grass. That ground ball hit to right field. Watch how that ball snakes as it goes out to right field. I mean, this is one of the worst ballparks in baseball with the way the grass is cut and the corner outfield spots, and it goes left to right. I actually missed a ball out there in right field one time trying to throw it out at third. I mean, it'll move a good 2 or 3 feet side to side.
Yeah, when they verticut it like they do, it'll snake at you.
Yeah, here, Dodger Stadium, just like you were saying. I think it might have something to do with the kind of grass they use as well.
Yeah, it's different. West Coast grass is a little different. Coco Crisp hit the ball pretty well in the left center field, but Adam Eaton ran it down. Coco could not. Guessing strike, didn't get it.
Yeah, that's what in baseball terms they call it, the back foot slider. It looks like it's going to be there, and it just drops off the shelf.
I tell you, those left-handers, I learned, it took me 5 years to do it, but I learned those left-handers with a good slider, you better back off that plate if you're a right-handed hitter, and then beat them to right field.
Exactly. Billy Wagner comes to mind. Yeah, you see how it there and right there, you see it start moving side to side.
Yeah. Used to do that at the old Kansas City Park, Municipal Stadium. They had George Tomel was head groundskeeper. And he verticut it to the point, it just come at you just like a snake.
Yeah, it's real tough to come flying through the ball and throw somebody out. You almost got to break down just to make sure that you don't let it go by.
Reach back. Put a little something on that one at 96.
Looks like Gio might have got crossed up right there. That was a good job getting the glove on that one.
Lively crowd here at the Coliseum. They're averaging 22,384.
Yeah, you can still hear all the drumming in the outfield. Nothing changes.
He gone. They'll get it done, and they strand a pair, and we lead it 2-0. Game ticket and all-you-can-eat buffet with the Bertucci boys out there. Bobby Bruno and Handsome Anthony, also with wine and Miller and Pepsi beverages. Patio opens 90 minutes prior to the game and closes 30 minutes after the start of the game. So to purchase tickets, visit whitesox.com/group. And the Bertucci boys will take care of it. Here is Abreu. He singled. Back in the first inning, he came around to score. 2-3-1 for us, 0-2-0 for them. But Aaron, we were talking about defense, and that's one reason Kansas City last year came within 1 out of winning everything. If it hadn't been for that monster, Madison Bumgarner.
Yeah, he was outstanding. I mean, and as I was telling you during the break, and he's just as great a person as he is a pitcher. So, I mean, I was really happy to see him have so much success, and he's getting all the rewards and stuff, and it's well deserved.
Well, it's one of the greatest efforts we've ever seen him in World Series history. And I don't know the guy, and I'm so happy to hear. I love to hear when I see a guy do something like that. I love to hear somebody who knows him say, "Boy, what a great guy he is as well."
Yeah, I mean, he's a down home country boy from Hickory, North Carolina, which is where, when I got drafted by the White Sox, was my first stop in the minor leagues. So he used to come out and watch games actually out there.
Here is Adam. He walked with the bases loaded. Takes first pitch strike. Give me that defense.
Absolutely.
Offense puts fannies in seats, and defense wins championships.
Along with the guys on the bump.
Well, that's the first line of defense. Because we're playing in the only game that anybody knows that when you're on offense, the other team controls the ball.
Absolutely.
Gap out there in left center. Jacks it up. Takes a strike right at the bottom of the zone. Didn't like it, but it did have just.
Yeah, I think the scouting report on Adam anyway from the A's. Don't throw him a whole lot of fastballs. He's seen a lot of off-speed stuff so far in the game.
There's a shot, but it's going to be a 2. Rack him up.
Yep, I think Adam figured that out too, because it looked like he was sitting on something soft right there. Squared that ball up, just in the wrong space.
Now batting, number 26, Avisaíl Garcia.
So here's Avi. Avi hit into a 5-2 fielder's choice. If you're just tuning in, did not see the top of that first inning. We sent 5 consecutive hitters to the plate with the bases loaded.
Well, the A's have had 2 innings of 2 outs and nobody on and got a rally start. Haven't pushed anybody across, but hopefully we can get something going right here.
And if you're just tuning in, Steve Stone, my partner, was not going to be here this series. Joining me is former outstanding center fielder, an outstanding teammate, Aaron Rowan.
Trying to fill some big shoes.
There's that slow curve. Yeah, I've talked about this quite a few times over the air. One of the things about that 05 season was it was a beautiful thing for me to see, because as he gets him, we'll continue with that next inning. But we go to the bottom of the 3rd, we still lead it 2-0. And father to Tatum and Griffin, Aaron Rowan. And I was getting ready to say, one of the things that was so beautiful about that 05 World Championship was the fact of you and AJ. Joe Creedy was very much, for the most part, an introvert.
Yeah.
Remember how you used to get the crossword every day, go in there in the food room, sit down, work the crossword, wouldn't say anything, come out. He'd play well, don't get me wrong, but you and AJ brought him out, and y'all formed a threesome that created a tremendous amount of chemistry on that ball club, and you won it all.
Yeah, just having fun, like we were talking about earlier. You know, you got to be able to enjoy this game too. I mean, it's time to be serious and time to go out there and play. But if you can't enjoy the time that you spend with your teammates and in the clubhouse, because you spend a lot of time with them, it makes for a pretty long season.
Here's Marcus. He struck out his first trip. Simeon came in hitting at .307, 6 homers and 15 RBIs. Two and one.
Yeah, he's got off to a very good start thus far this season.
That ball hit hard, and that's going to be a base hit.
Yeah, Carlos got that ball up in the zone a little bit. Out over the plate.
And Friday, May 22nd, come see our Sox take on the Minnesota Twins at 7:10, and all fans are invited to stay for a spectacular post-game fireworks show presented by Magellan Corporation. So to purchase tickets today by visiting whitesox.com or calling 866-SOX-GAME. Well, Marcus Semien can turn the fastball around.
Yeah, he didn't look like he panicked at all on that fastball. Stayed nice and smooth to the middle of the field. You know, you get the ball out over the plate and up in the zone with the fastball. I mean, at the major league level, these guys they're pretty good. They're not going to miss too many of those.
Reddick, he walked back in the first inning.
Alexi's doing a good job out of shortstop, helping be the leader of that defense in the infield, moving Carlos over a little bit into the 4-hole as he's over. So, you know, taking charge of some of the younger guys out there is big.
There's a good strike. That one at 94. But last year, Alexi had the best season defensively of any shortstop I have ever seen for 1 year. He was absolutely phenomenal.
Well, he's got all the tools, that's for sure. And I think he's becoming smarter out there, too. When you look at all the great shortstops in the history of the game, guys like Omar Vizquel, I mean, a guy like Cal Ripken, who wasn't the fastest guy, just was very smart, knew where the guys were, positioned himself in the right spot, and I think you're seeing Alexis start doing that.
Ball goes through the wickets. So Semien moves into second. And this will be wild pitch. First wild pitch for Carlos.
Yeah, slider down. Just got around the ball a little bit and buried it.
So 2-1 to count. He's trying to shove that one. That's not a very good approach, trying to get that guy over.
Yeah, well, Carlos threw that front door slider right there. It started off at his hip, ended up on the inside corner. You know, you can see the difference in Carlos with his slider when he throws a good one, when he reaches out and finishes it out front, and then when he tries to get around it. Those are the ones that get buried in the dirt.
Giovanni with a good stop. Yeah, he's got 3 different types. It's like a lot of guys in the major leagues, they have 4 different fastballs.
Yeah. 4-seamer, cutter, sinker. Just so many pitches out there. And with Carlos, he'll throw a lot of those sliders early in the count for strikes. And those hitters start to see that slider for a strike. And then with 2, bury one down and get him to chase the ball out of the zone. Thought you had that one, Hawk. If that blink wasn't there, it was all over you.
Yeah. Full count.
There aren't too many guys who have that extra gear that can reach back and pump up to 96, 97 miles an hour. So he can pitch it 94, 95, and reach back and put a couple extra miles an hour on there if he needs it.
He gone. There's that slider. Well, you know, the vernacular has changed, but the content is the same. The way you described that was perfect. Guys pitching at 93, 92, 94. All of a sudden now here's 97. We didn't use MPH. We didn't use miles per hour. We used inches. He'd put another 6 inches on it. Or he'd put another foot on it, you know.
And by that time, it's already by you.
Oh, yeah. Billy Butler reached on an arrow. Out and around that.
That was a great pitch right there by Carlos to Reddick. I mean, 3-2, you have an open base. So if you miss and he takes that slider for a ball, you got the double play in order. And if you make a good pitch, you get an out. So that was smart, very smart on his part.
It's a good first pitch to Butler, too. You know yourself, the last thing a hitter wants to do is have to look inside. When a hitter can do his best work is when he can go to the plate and not worry about anything inside. He can look for the ball out over the plate. That's when you can go to work.
Right. And if you're looking inside and he throws the ball away, you're going to be pulling out with the front shoulder, your hip anyway. Now you're an out on the pitch away.
You're dead. He gone. That one in 96. Put another 4 inches on that.
There he did. Maybe another foot. What a spot right there. That's a tip your cap and head back to the dugout.
I'll give you an example. You know, we didn't have the scouting reports and video and everything to watch the opposing pitchers when I played. So what we'd do is I would ask one of the hitters. I usually hit 4, so I'd ask one of the guys if they were coming back to the dugout. I said, give me somebody, give me his fastball. And he'd say, for an example, well, he's about a foot quicker than Jimmy Jones. Or, you know, he's 6 inches quicker than Sammy Smith, you know. And that's how we had to gauge it.
Just comparing him to the other pitchers.
Right. Yeah.
Well, with a runner in scoring position right here, you saw Carlos throw that first pitch slider for a strike. So now he's got that as a hitter. You have that in the back of your mind. Okay, so he throws that slider for a strike. You're more out to swing at something maybe not right there, or he can bury one down. Now you get a chase.
Lowry. Carlos has got him. So he pitches out of it. Man on second. Nobody out. Couple strikeouts, ground out, and we still lead it 2-0. As the United States battles Russia in the IIHF World Hockey Semifinals. Watch superstar forwards Alexander Ovechkin and new Blackhawks phenom Artemi Panarin take the ice against America's top collegians tomorrow at noon on CSN Chicago. Here's Gillespie, Connor. 1 for 1 with an RBI. 2-0 Sox here in the top of the 4th in game 1 of this 3-game set. At the plate, at the corner.
Yeah, I think he's going to try to bust him, and I'm pretty sure they know how well Connor can go the other way with the ball, so they're going to probably try not to give him something hard out over the plate to let him do what he's best at.
Well, in my experience in 56 years in this game, when you get guys who are good fastball hitters, you better pitch them inside. Because first of all, if they hit it, most of the time it's going to be foul.
Right.
They hit it hard. You get it out over the plate, and they can turn you around.
Yeah, and you keep them honest by throwing in.
Breaking ball. 1 out. 3rd strikeout for Jesse Hahn out of Groton, Connecticut.
Alexi Ramirez.
Here's Alexei. Bases loaded. He went back to the pitcher, who came to a force at home plate. We had 2 guys forced at home plate. And if you're just tuning in, as I mentioned earlier, you didn't see the first inning. Very seldom you're ever going to see 5 consecutive hitters come to the plate 1 inning with the bases loaded.
Here's that slider. He's not throwing too many of those sliders. His go-to pitch is that overhand breaking ball.
There's the punt. It's a good one. It's a good one.
It's a heads-up play right there by Alexei, recognizing that Lowry's going back. Drop one down. In those situations, all you got to do is keep it fair. I mean, if he's playing back, you're going to go ahead and have a chance, especially with his speed, to get a easy base hit. And Lowry knew it, so he was going to let it go, and hopefully it goes foul. He doesn't have a chance to make a play at first.
Well, the 2 feet, it may have gone foul, but it didn't. And here's Giovanni. He grounded out to end the first inning. Alexei 1 for 2 in stolen bases. We are 7 for 17 in the category, where Oakland is 20 for 23.
That's pretty good numbers right there.
And let's check out our AT&T multi-view.
Well, as you know, like with Scott Sednick when we in 05, anytime you have speed on the base pass, you're going to be in that pitcher's head, and hopefully he's not concentrating on his pitches and maybe make some mistakes.
Let's say stumbled out of the gate right there. Yeah, especially young pitchers.
Yeah.
Young pitchers, you put so much pressure on them. That's the biggest killer of sports in performance is pressure. And especially you get young pitchers. That's why I've always said that Ricky Henderson, I played against Madeline and Maris and Musial and Mays and all those guys. The greatest offensive player I ever played, or ever saw play, I should say, was Ricky Henderson, because of all the pressure you put on pitchers, especially young pitchers.
I mean, that's a game changer.
Sure it is. High pop up. Ready makes it 2 down. That's one reason that I think they made exactly the right move in sending Micah down. Let him get his defense ironed out, smoothed out, because he's got a chance to be a game changer.
Right. I mean, offensively, he's going to be a contributor.
Right.
So But he's going to have a great career. It's just a matter of him getting more repetitions down under his belt, and in a situation where you're not in the spotlight, you don't have all that pressure on you of being on the stage of the big league level. You can get a more quality body of work done.
And don't overlook this young man right here. This guy right here, he can't run like Micah, but I'll tell you, he is a good player. Carlos Sanchez hitting .344 down in Charlotte. So we get a beautiful single by Alexei. Can't do anything with it. We go to the bottom of the fourth, still leading 2-0. In the first inning, 2 on 2 out. Bauer gets him to pop up to right field. Second inning, 2 on 2 out, and strikes out Coco Crisp with that slider down and in. And then last inning, man on second, nobody out. Strikes out Reddick, strikes out Butler, and gets Laurie ground out to Sanchez.
Yep, all three of them on sliders too.
He's got to go. In fact, he's got 3 good ones.
And one thing I really noticed over this start, I noticed it definitely in his first start as well, is he keeps that slider down. He doesn't elevate that slider where he can get hurt.
That's why I thought Samardzij's last start against Milwaukee, when he got roughed up in the first couple of innings there, he wanted to stay out there. He started getting on top of it, getting it down, getting a little depth on it. As Begley can't get it. So when you got Sale, you got Samardzij, you got Quintana, you got Danks, who was just superb last time out. You got Godin. You got yourself pretty good pitching staff.
You got a chance every day. It doesn't matter who you're going up against. See right there with 2 strikes, he tried to throw that back foot slider and try to get him to chase there ahead in the count.
That's high and deep. Melky back at State Farm, looks up, and this game is a 2-1 game now, on a home run by Josh Begley. That's his first homer of the season, and that's the first home run that Carlos has thrown. And let's check out our Ford home run lead replay. So here's Mark Canha. Grounded out to Gillespie. So after mentioning that rotation that I mentioned with 4 left-handers in there, I think Aaron and I are on the same page. I don't care if they're right or left. If you're good ones, get them out there.
No, absolutely. It doesn't matter. they could pitch with both or with one leg. It doesn't matter if they're quality starters. And
give me 5 right-handers, give me 5 left-handers. I don't care.
Right, because every lineup's going to be balanced one way or the other. I mean, you're facing righties, lefties, regardless. So, I mean, being able to give your team an opportunity to win a game on a nightly basis, that's all you want out of the starting.
Yeah, it is. But I think if somebody came to you and you had to say, Hawk, look, you got to make a choice. You're going to have 5 good right-handers, or you're going to have 5 good left-handers. That's what. Give me the left-handers. Give me the 5 good left-handers. Because you're going to have more right-handed hitters that cannot hit that slider down and in.
Yeah, that you're definitely going to keep the base running game at bay too.
That's right. It's a left-handed game.
Absolutely.
It always has been and always will be. It's a left-handed game.
People will always tell me that that's not true, and most of the time it's the left-handers that don't want to accept that. I'd say, well, let the first baseman play in the 4-hole then, and have the third baseman hold the guy on. I get a lot more hits.
Burns had an infield single. You know, you don't want to walk him. First walk issued by Carlson to the one man you don't want to walk.
Yeah, the fastest guy in their lineup.
Excuse me, he walked Reddick in the first, so that's the second walk. But that's why pitchers, when you get a little speed struck to that plate, start aiming.
Absolutely, because they don't want to put them on. And another thing speed does for you right there is, whereas Alexi was playing a little bit deeper in the first inning when he came up, both middle infielders come in a little bit. That time, that opens up more holes for you as a hitter. So that's where not only speed helps you on the base pass, but as a hitter too, because you're going to draw those infielders in where they can't cover as much ground.
Well, the man who has walked the most in the history of the game, Barry Bonds. The man who walked the third most in the history of the game is Babe Ruth. The man who walked the second most in the history of the game is Ricky Henderson.
Barry was one of those guys who had a great eye at the plate, and earlier in his career, for the majority of his career, had great wheels too and stole a lot of bags, as well as obviously Ricky.
And there is Ricky Henderson.
Not sure what he's doing.
Half the time Ricky didn't know either. The only thing he can do is get on base, steal bases, win ball games, change games.
I guarantee you right now he's trying to pick a move off of Carlos.
Exactly what he's doing.
And see, is he tipping anything? And there's nobody better at finding that out than him.
There's a strike. One in on the homer by Fegley, 1 out, 1 on. With a 2-1 count.
It's one of those situations as a pitcher, like we were talking last inning. Young guy on the mound, got some speed on the bases, kind of draws your attention from the detail of where you're trying to place your pitch. You're more likely to make some mistakes.
So he scored 2 in the top of the first. He scored 1 here in the bottom of the fourth so far. And a full count.
The possibility here that he might be stealing. A lot of teams, even without 2 outs, 3-1, 3-2, they'll say. and it becomes more of like a run and hit than a hit and run.
Outfield spread out slightly to the left. Payoff pitch. There he goes. Back-to-back walks. And from May 1st to May 31st, buy 4 qualifying Cooper tires from participating Cooper dealers and score a voucher for 4 free White Sox tickets. Life's a road trip. Come on, let's go. Now Coop out. Coop battling a very sore foot. Somebody's going to have to hang out around second base, and it's going to have to be whichever they want to move to make sure that they know what the pitch it is, because Burns, being 1 run down and 1 out, if he gets any kind of jump, he's going to go.
And if it were me, it would definitely, right at this moment with Coco being up there, be at second baseman. He's got a round on some of those sliders, and he hit that ball to left center.
I agree with it. If it's going to be a slider, that's where he and Alexei have got to make sure.
And that's exactly what's happening. Alexei's staying off the bat.
And he takes ball. Coco, a deep drive into left center field. Eaton got a good jump, made a good catch on it. Coco can work that ball to the other side. So now 2-0 the count.
Coco's still got some good wheels too. He can still fly a little bit, so you know, it's going to be a tough one unless it's a hard hit ball to turn a double play on him.
Simeon on deck. There's one.
It always seems in games like this with pitching, there's always a defining moment, a defining inning, where if that starter can get through that inning, it tends to settle in and go. This might be shaping up to be one of those.
And there's 2. So full count. And as Aaron was just alluding to, this might be the defining pitches of the game right here.
And the speed on the bases don't rule out the possibility of double steal either.
There they go. And that pitch is fouled away. Bob Melvin. Coco struck out last time on a slider down and in. And he is 1 for 30 on the season, showing a lot of confidence in the veteran.
Absolutely. I mean, he isn't 0 for 2, but he hit a ball very well. You know, and knowing that Coco understands the situation and what's going on too, you know, has a lot of faith in him with his experience.
There they go again. So back to back to back walk.
You know, as we talked about before the game, you know, the key for Carlos is controlling and having control, being able to throw strikes with that fastball. And before they came into the inning, he was right around 50 pitches, which is pretty good through, you know, for him to go deeper into the game. And then
first pitch strike.
Walking these guys, that pitch count is now up to 74. So, you know, in the course of one inning, you can go from being on pace to being in the game for quite a while to never know.
Way outside. Came out of that one very quickly.
Yeah, last time Marcus hit a line drive up the middle, so
they got a fastball up. He can handle that. Fouls that one away. It's a pretty good pitch for him to hit, and he missed it.
Yeah, as a hitter, you know, in the big leagues, you're facing quality arms, quality pitching. A lot of times in the course of that bat, you might only get one, and if you miss it, you know, it's a hang with them. Now you're batting.
Now this is another big pitch coming up, the 2-2. You don't want to go full. Get him right here. If they're going to go with that slider, Giovanni's got to be on his toes. He gone. Big strikeout for Carlos.
He's that backup slider again. Starts out there and just never comes back.
Now batting, left fielder, 22.
Fifth strikeout.
You know, with him having the capability of throwing a couple different sliders, you got the back foot one, you got the back door one that breaks a little, is a little more sharp, has a little more late action down, and then you got the one that kind of hangs up there. I mean, what are you going to do as a hitter? Hang with him.
Well, he's sitting in the dugout. That's what he's going to do with him.
And his teammates are asking him right now, what was that slider? What was the other one? A slider, different slider, but it's a slider.
0-1 to count to Reddick. Reddick has walked, struck out. Carlos has not thrown many curveballs. Last time out, he threw a few, not a bunch, but a few. And that's trouble. That's going to clear him. And they go to a 4-2 lead. So all three walks have crossed home plate.
The big killer is having those three walks. You end up with 2 outs, but by doing that, you end up with the number 3 hitter up at the plate.
There's a strike. So Reddick with his second triple and now has 28 RBIs. You got Mr. Roller right there. Didn't kill it, hit it towards the end of the bat a little bit, but still got it on that line. To the count.
And Carlos did a great job battling back to get Marcus there with the second out of the inning. You know, 1 pitch away from getting out of it.
That ball hit hard, but right at him. But the 3 walks come across. We'll go the 5th trailing 4-2. With 4 runs, a homer by Fegley, and then 3 walks, 3 consecutive walks. And with 2 out, Reddick cleared the bases with a triple down the right field corner. So we're at the top of the order with Eaton, Cabrera, and Abreu. Adam doubled to lead off the ball game and came around to score. He's 1 for 2.
Yeah, Adams been swinging the bat pretty well. He looks pretty comfortable in the batter's box.
Yeah, he's starting to come around. He's starting to get it together. Just joining us, Steve Stone, my partner. I'll be here this series. Aaron Rowan, center fielder, and a good one. He'll be joining me. That's inside.
It's good to have the top of the lineup up right here after you give up a few runs. And obviously, Oakland has the momentum on their side right now. You like to score a run or two, possibly try to tie it up, get something across the board, and get that momentum back on your side.
Well, Jesse Hines stayed in that dugout for a while that inning. It was a long one. And we'll just have to hope. Because he looked like he had, as you talked about, alluded to, got into his rhythm. And here's Aaron with our Sox 283, 54, 211. But that doesn't tell anywhere near the real story, and that was catching the baseball. As Adam goes down. Aaron could catch that ball. Throw a little leather.
I always tried to pride myself on playing defense and trying to go out there and help my pitching staff and my team. And you know, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed running balls down out there.
And he absolutely loved hitting balls, crashing into walls, trying to knock them down. They were his nemesis, his enemy.
You know, you were talking about Kenny Lofton robbing home runs. You know, Kenny played basketball at U of A. He had great leaping ability. I didn't have that. So it was either run into it or try to climb it. I wasn't going to be jumping to try to catch ball, that's for sure.
Melky. Sogard's got him. 2 down. Fans, the First Merit Bank Stadium Club offers breathtaking views of U.S. Cellular Field and delicious food and beverage options for you to enjoy during Sox games. So to purchase a First Merit Bank Stadium Club membership by calling 312-674-1000. Well, you know, when for those of us who saw Kenny Lofton, some of the great center fielders, take me back to Mickey Mantle and those guys. It's hard to be what we're seeing right now in Anaheim.
Absolutely.
I mean, he's something.
He's unbelievable.
He's unbelievable. Mike Trout. Softly hit a little too hot from Simeon. That didn't take long, so it appears that Mr. Jesse Hines got his rhythm. We're halfway home, trailing by 2. It will be Laurie, Fegley, and Canna. And thank you very much, Jim. As there's first pitch strike. But Laurie going out to right and grounded to second. He's off the plate. So I'll tell you, probably he's trying to do what Aaron and I were talking about earlier on the left-hander with a good slider. Get off the plate, try to beat him to right field because he's hit it that way twice.
Yep, and Carlos did a great job with that backdoor slider, painted the corner with it.
Out and around that one. That pitch absolutely used to give me nightmares. I mean, I actually, not nightmares, but bad dreams. I had some bad dreams, about that pitch just high and wide, about that slider from that left hand.
Yeah, and you know what? It was, for me, it was once you got 2 strikes and you knew that guy had the back foot slider, you're trying to lay off it. Right there. I mean, most of the time they're going to throw that slider for a strike early, but if you find yourself in a two strike count, 0-2, 1-2, 2-2, and you know he's got that in his back pocket, it's a great equalizer on that fastball.
Another full count, and that pitch count just going up and up.
That was close there.
So that is the 5th walk. Coming to the leadoff man, and here's Fegley. Fegley is 1 for 2. He homered leading off last inning.
Yeah, he put a charge in that one to get it out of here at night.
Big hat.
Fastball just at the top of the zone right there. Those are the ones that look big but are tough to get on top of, especially when they're 94.
Yeah, especially in today's culture with the strike zone has moved down and down and down. You've got more good low ball hitters. Very, very seldom in years past, way back, did you have a right-hand hitter who was a good low ball hitter. They're all good high fastball hitters because of balloons. They don't target the
Right. Even from a young age, I always felt like I handled the ball down better than a ball up. And like you were saying, everybody always found that odd for a right-hander to do that. But you know, as you said, now there's more and more guys who handle those right-handed guys who handle those balls down fairly well.
The first one that comes to mind to me, who brought it really into vogue, so to speak, is a rookie played in this ballpark right here, Mark McGwire. He had 49 home runs his rookie year.
Yeah, I mean he was a great low ball hitter.
Great low ball hitter.
A guy who stands out in my mind right now is Mike Trout, and we were watching some video on Hahn before the broadcast for the game today, and they showed some of the pitches, the sinkers that he was throwing down and in. And as soon as I saw them put Mike Trout on them, I go, he's probably going to get him. Sure enough, he hit a home run off him on a heater down and in. He just covers the whole zone so well.
And the count moves to 3-1. Effect. Pretty good lead. So back-to-back walks here. He walked 3 back-to-back last inning. And one thing you got to be concerned is Robin's going to take him out here and get it. The one thing you got to be concerned about is that this doesn't become a mental thing.
Right. And as young players, you know, a lot of this stuff, especially the first few outings that you have, those things are going to stick with you a little bit. And, you know, it's trying to make sure that you keep with your mechanics and don't let the outside stuff creep into your head.
For Chicago.
You know, as a young player on such a big stage as playing in the big leagues, sometimes that's easier said than done.
All right, pitching change. Carlos leaves. Scott Carroll comes on, and we'll be back.
Over 30 years at Van Pelt.
All to the pen it is for the big right-hander Scott Carroll. Carroll, who's done a good job coming out of that pen and long relief. Coming in middle relief right now. He comes with nobody out, 2 on as Carlos brought 5 men in the last inning plus. Back to back to back in the 4th and 2 lead off here in the 5th. So here is Mark Cannon. Takes that low one inside. So Carlos with 6 walks. 4+ innings.
Yeah, it's tough to, in this game, walks most of the time, especially early in the inning, you're going to end up scoring.
1-1 to count.
That is some sort of sinker right there.
You know what it boils down to? It boils down to, Aaron, as you and I have seen over your career and mine, putting guys in the right spot where they can succeed, give them a better chance to succeed. And some guys, you know, we're seeing it more and more now that starters, there's a strike, who was scuffling, struggling, all of a sudden now we're seeing them coming as closers. They couldn't handle starting, but they can handle relief.
Jason, really?
I mean, they did it. They've done it a lot of places now. The guys who are struggling as starters are now closers.
You see those guys not have to pace themselves either, so they're throwing a little harder.
Yeah, it's a different mindset. Nice by Giovanni.
Slid out there real nice right there.
2-2.
See how he gets wide right before the pitch is let go, and then you're able to go either way. And that was a tough one to get in front of too. But he kept his shoulders square and kept the ball right in front of him.
Foul tip. Yeah, I use the example of Don Shula, the great Don Shula. That was one of the biggest assets he had as a coach. Putting guys in the right spots, putting right positions. taking them out of a position they were having trouble with and putting them in a position they could handle.
That's why he's in the Hall of Fame.
One of the reasons. One of the reasons. 17-0. Like Mark was going to take one for the team right there. Meanwhile, full count. Nobody out, 2-1. How to play left side. A parallel to that in baseball would be the lineup card. Yeah.
Right now with Carroll on the mound, he's got a power sinker going, and you don't see this a whole lot as far as outfield play goes. But you have Adam Eaton center field shading on the left-hand side, towards left center, left fielder over, but the right fielder is actually playing the opposite way. And that's because of that hard sinker. It's either going to get pulled to that side or flared out to the other side. Most of the time when an outfield moves, especially, it's the center fielder's job to make sure that the whole outfield moves together as a group. And you try to minimize the gaps. I mean, there's four. You got the line, right center, left center, down the left field line. If you move together as a group, you can cover 3 of those 4 gaps and you give them the other one. But in this instance right now, they're going to play 2 guys over, 1 the opposite way because of that power sinker.
Another foul. Well, when I played right field at Fenway, which is the toughest right field in baseball to play, when we had a sinker baller going, I would play more shallow, as you're talking about.
For the flare.
Yeah, with a right-handed hitter up. I'd play more. I'd come in sometimes maybe 6, 7, 8 steps shallow. Conversely, if we had a high fastball pitcher pitching, I might go back 4 or 5 steps and play a little deeper.
Absolutely. So in this instance right now, they're giving him right center field. They're trying to cover the others.
Yeah. And another foul.
When you're a right-handed hitter and you have a sinker ball pitcher like this, unless that pitcher makes a mistake, chances are he's not going to drive the ball to right center field. But if that ball's out over the plate, like I said, mistake, now you have a possibility. But if he makes his pitches, the ball's going to probably, more than likely, end up either flare to right, so he's covering the line, or from center over to the left field line. And as you can see, he keeps pulling the balls foul. So he's making his pitches right now.
Well, that helps as an outfielder.
Yeah, if you know where the pitcher's throwing the ball, I got a better chance of catching it.
That's it. He gone. Scott wins the battle. 1 out.
11 pitch at bat right there, and he got the best of it.
Now batting, center fielder, number 1.
Ball was up and still had good movement on it.
Yeah, and tied him up. I'll tell you what, if you can see, I always found it funny while I was playing, when you're scouting guys, and if you can actually see the movement on the ball on TV, it's moving a lot in person. Because most of the time, even those sinkers, you can't see it very well on TV. It just looks like a little bit. But if it looks like it's moving more than maybe an inch or 2 on TV, it's really moving when you get in the box.
Well, when I'm watching the game on TV, I don't watch the ball. I watch the hitter. They'll tell you what kind of stuff the guy's got, and you can still see the ball.
Yeah.
Burns has infield single, a walk, and a run scored. I say, that's flared left.
Yeah, this is going to be, unless the ball's hit on the nose, going to be a tough double play to turn for these guys because he's got some speed.
He has grounded into one double play this year. And that might be the only one he grounds into all year.
Well, sometimes you just hit the ball hard right at somebody. There's no.
That's right.
You know, there's nothing you can do about that.
You're not going to run the ball.
Yeah, I try to tell my kids that I coach all the time, same thing. Once that ball leaves your bat, you can't play Nintendo with it. You can't try to push it where you want it. It's going to go where you hit it.
Now Phil swung around to the left. And he jumps out on top, 1-2.
There's a good changeup right there. Once you get a guy off balance where he's not on his legs and he's reaching for a ball, even if he puts it in play, he's not going to do a whole lot of damage with it.
Close pitch, just off the plate. 4-2 Oakland here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Scored 4 runs in the 4th. And a full count.
With the speed they have on the bases right now, it's another possibility, even with 1 out. Watch these runners go. Bob Melvin's obviously shown that he's not afraid to take that gamble.
Payoff pitch. They do not go, and there is ball 4. Burns, 3 walks this inning. 2 by Carlos and 1 by Scott Carroll. And here's Sogard.
Now batting, second baseman, 28, Aaron Sogard.
Looks like Robin's going to play the infield in and try to cut down that run at home. In on the corners, try to get a double play in the middle.
Up the middle, double play depth. Sogard, pretty good contact hit. And there's a base hit. That's going to score 1. So another walk crosses the plate.
That's a good piece of hitting right there. Keeps his front shoulder in. I mean, that's a quality pitch. I mean, that's down right around the knees on the outside corner, and he keeps his front shoulder in there and just drives it the other way.
Well, he didn't turn the head of the bat over. That's the key right there. You don't turn the head of the bat over. If you got a man on third base, less than 2 out, and you don't turn the head of the bat over, you got a good chance of knocking him in.
Absolutely.
There you see Coco. A lot of success with the sides packed. He's 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. That coming last inning.
And this is the first time we've seen from the left side. So see how he's doing from there. Hopefully not good.
4 of the 5 runs that have crossed the plate were on base because of the base on balls. breaking ball strike. We always have, and you know it, you've been out there in that Sox uniform in this park. It seems like we do something in almost every game here that hurts us.
Yeah, and it always seems like they're close games too.
Yeah. I remember a game we had a lead in. Jose Valentin, who was playing magnificently at shortstop, made 3 errors in 1 game out. I mean, it had to be in this park.
Right. Not superstitious about a lot of things, but never liked coming here to play because it's always going to be tough.
Well, you said it earlier. To me, one of the most important times of the day for a player is when he gets in that car, leaving his house or his apartment or whatever, coming driving to the ballpark. That's when you either say to yourself, we got a good chance to win this game. Or we're going to win. Or, whoa, we're in trouble. Checks it up. They're going to come to the plate for the force. So 2 out.
Scott's doing a really good job keeping the ball down the zone. I mean, that base hit by Sogard, that's a good piece of hitting. Sometimes you got to tip your cap. But he's really keeping the ball down in the zone. It's going to be tough for them to really try to drive anything when you're that down, when you're that low with that kind of movement in the zone.
Yeah, when you hit a good pitch like that, he goes, hey, he's a major league hitter. As here is Simeon. This guy right now might be the most dangerous guy in this lineup. Ian Reddick.
I was going to say, the guy standing on deck's pretty good too.
Yeah.
Bases loaded. He already hurt us once with bases loaded. So, you know, this is the guy righty on righty that you want to try to get out of this with as limited damage as possible.
We can get out of this with just giving up 1. That's a confidence booster.
Absolutely. Try to get that momentum back.
Short right field is Avi. And we're going to get out of it with just the 1. Good job by Scott Carroll coming on with 2 on, nobody out. We'll go to the 6th, trailing 5-2. Presented by Coors Light. Watch fans test their sports trivia knowledge as they try to win big Sunday at 7 right here on Comcast Sports Network. All right, boys, let's get something going. We trail at 5-2 here in the top of the 6th inning. It'll be LaRoche, Garcia, and Gillespie. Takes the bunt and takes the strike. Taking some other scores. Cleveland beat Texas 8-3 down in Arlington. Detroit over St. Louis 10-4 in St. Louis. Kansas City beat the Yankees 12-1 at Kauffman Stadium. Another strike. Washington leading San Diego 9-0. Bottom of the 6th at Petco. Bryce Harper's hit his 13th.
Yeah, Bryce, he's a talent. I'm telling you what.
He's just 22 years old.
Yeah, and as he gets a little more experience, starts figuring out how these pitchers are trying to throw to him. I mean, the talent's obviously there.
Yeah. That ball hit into center field, right at it. 1 out. And you can enjoy US Cellular Field just like a player. Play catch in the outfield, warm up in the bullpens, visit the dugouts, and much, much more. Join us for Family Field Day on Saturday, May 30th. Saturday, May 30th, Family Field Day, and support Chicago White Sox charities.
Well, that's the second time Adams hit the ball pretty good. There's nothing to show for it.
Here's Avi. Avi 0 for 2. Curveball misses low. Cubs beat Pirates 11-10 in 12 innings. Edwin Jackson picking up the victory. Pirates came a long way back in that game. I believe they scored 4 in the 8th and 1 in the 9th. They were trailing 10-5 and they tied it up.
They got some guys that can swing the bat on that team, I'll tell you. You know, Han's doing a real good job, especially, I mean, with all the hitters really, but he's throwing that first pitch breaking ball over for a strike just to get ahead.
That's a rhythm.
Yeah, and then he's starting to work. Then he works in and out with that sinker and elevating the heater.
First inning, if you did not see it, Adam Eaton led it off. He was behind in the count, led it off with a double. Then he walked Cabrera, so he's not in his rhythm. Abreu with a nice base hit back through the middle. LaRoche, but now with the bases loaded, walked. So Aaron told you then that young pitchers sometimes have a tough time getting it started, getting it going. And he's since then
been rolling.
Yeah, and it on cruise control. Checks it up.
And you can see, especially with a young pitcher, getting out of that inning with only giving up a couple runs, that's a confidence boost in itself. And as the game progresses, he just starts gaining confidence.
Two down.
Number 12, Connor.
He throws that hard or that slow overhand breaking ball, and then mixes it up with a different breaking ball by throwing that slider, little short tight slider right there. It just changes what the hitters are seeing consistently.
Here's Gillespie. He's 1 for 2. RBI single in the first and struck out on a curveball in the fourth. And he takes first pitch strike.
The key is, as a hitter, to be a good hitter, the whole goal is to try to eliminate pitches that guy's not going to throw for a strike. And if he's throwing strikes with all of them, you know, you're going to have your hands full.
There's the curveball strike. Connor did not like the call.
I mean, the last 3 pitches he's gone slider strike, fastball strike, breaking ball strike. So he's feeling comfortable throwing all 3.
Well, the great Ted Williams told me that what he tried to do was eliminate 1 pitch from the guy. If it was a 4-pitch pitcher, Try to make him a 3-pitch pitcher. He's a 3-pitch pitcher. Try to make him a 2-pitch pitcher.
What if he's got 7? You're still dealing with 6.
Make him grab some bench.
Yeah, exactly. You know, we talked about it before the game. All these pitchers now, it's getting tougher and tougher because it used to be sinker slider guy, 4-seam fastball, a straight fastball guy with an overhand breaking ball and a changeup. Now it's fastball, 4-seamer, sinker, cutter, and that's not even before you get to the breaking stuff.
80% of the pitchers when I played were sinker slider pitchers, and occasionally sinker slider curveball. But one of the two was not going to be real good that night. Either the slider was going to be pretty good for him, or the curveball. Very seldom you see a right-hander with a good slider and a good curveball back in those days. Now you're seeing more and more guys who can throw the slider over and also the curveball.
Right, and then they have the cutter to go along with the sinker.
Don't even bring that word up. Payoff pitch. Ball hits sharply. They got time. And that'll retire the side of 1-2. This guy has retired the last 8 he's seen. Coming back in the 4th inning, sacks packed there. Right, really get the play.
Yeah, that was a good slider and a good piece of hitting. I mean, you know, he's hitting it. You look at his numbers. That's why. I mean, he can handle all the pitches, handle the zone, and he's patient.
So, you know, he didn't try to do too much with it. He hit it off the end of the bat. Didn't hit it that hard. Just got it, you know. But if he had tried to do too much, the ball's going to hook and he'll been fouled.
Or a roll over into a double play or what have you. But, yeah, he's a good hitter.
That's our T-Mobile game changer right here. He walked, struck out, and has a 3-run triple. First pitch strike from Scott Carroll.
I mean, that's the difference right there. 3 runs on that triple.
The shift on now. Miscommunication right there. Ball's got to be caught.
Yeah, he had a long way to run right there. But you know, when you got the shift going like that, you know, as a left fielder, you got to know that guy's got a long way to go. You got to go in and try to get that, you know, as best you can. And you can see all the trash blowing around out in the outfield.
Yeah.
So I mean,
kind of Melky's ball.
Yeah, but the wind's swirling out there a little bit too in this stadium, and it's especially with a guy like Reddick up. You know he's got some pop, so you're going to be playing a little bit deeper in the outfield.
Well, very seldom you see a second baseman go out there at medium depth left field and try to make a catch.
Well, no, I can't say that I've seen that before.
I told you this ballpark. Butler 0 for 3 tonight, so he gets you give him a double on that.
He had to run a long way, and you know, like I was saying, as an outfielder, when you got the big dog up like that, and like with Billy as well, you're going to be playing deeper out in the outfield, so you're going to have a long run to come back in and try to get that one.
There's a strike. Billy did not care for the call. So the count 0-2. Broken bat flare into right field. He's going to try to score, and the throw. Angel calls him safe, and Gio said he got him in the back.
Might have a replay here.
Beautiful peg anyway by Abbasiel.
Yeah, that was a great throw right on the money.
He is very accurate. All our guys are very accurate.
Looked like he tagged him, but Angel on that view was in the way. That one's going to be close.
Well, he definitely tagged him, but did he get his foot in first? I don't think they're going to overrule that.
Yeah, I think that one's going to be tough because he might have got his toe in there. Yeah. I mean, there's a good view right here. It looks like you can't see where he, at what point he tags him, though.
His front foot went over the plate, so he didn't tag it with the front foot.
Well, if he didn't get it with the front foot right there, that might have a chance to be overturned.
Yeah. He did not get it with the front foot. Front foot never tagged home plate.
As you could see on that replay too, as low as that ball came out of Abby's hand, and to have that kind of carry, that just shows you what kind of arm strength he has out there too.
Well, we got, in my opinion, the best throwing outfield in baseball, and the biggest reason is, as you know, being a terrific center fielder, is how you judge an outfield. Can they catch it, first of all? Do they have range, second of all? And do they stop guys from going from first to third?
Yeah, and that all comes down to charging the ball in the outfield.
Yeah.
That base runner is going to be looking at you and judging whether to go first to third or take an extra base, all depending on how what your aggressiveness to come and get the ball is. Sometimes even if you don't have a chance, that guy might shut it down trying to round second base simply because he sees you charging the ball. But as a base runner, if you see a guy coming in nonchalantly, that's when you have a chance to run in his face.
By that shot right there, Aaron, I think he's out by that shot. But again, it's got to be conclusive now because the front foot never touched home plate.
Yeah, it looks like it went over.
So anyway, Butler, little duck snort out there.
And that was a pretty good piece of hitting too. I mean, that was a pretty good sinker. He stayed inside, fought off for a base hit.
Billy can stay inside the ball as good as anybody. That's what's made him a good hitter since day one, since he first came into the American League. So it's a 6-2 ball game.
Fans, the ruling on the field stands. Now batting third baseman, number 15, Brett Laurie.
So here's Brett Laurie. Takes first pitch strike. 6-8-0 for them, 2-4-1 for us. That's into center field. One out. And let's check out our Xfinity high-speed action replay. This coming leading off the 4th inning. Josh Phegley at the plate. His first homer of the season and the first home run that Carlos Rodon has thrown in his major league career.
When you have a sinker ball pitcher like Carroll on the mound right now, and you got a catcher up with not a whole lot of speed, this is a good recipe for hopefully a double play ball. Carroll did a good job that last at bat. When you got a sinker ball pitcher like this as a right-handed hitter coming into you, sometimes you have a tendency to cheat to try to get the head of the bat out there. He got him in with the one and then went back away with a changeup.
One and two. There you go, Aaron. Rack them up. And that'll be tire of the side. But they do pick up a run. And they lead it 6-2.
And it's time for the Czar.
Blacklist for exclusive White Sox content all year long, including news and video updates, ticket offers, breaking alerts, and more. If you're just tuning in, back in the first inning, you don't see this very often. We've mentioned it several times, but for you who did not hear, we had the bases loaded, nobody out, and sent five consecutive hitters to the plate with the bases loaded. And I've been trying to think, as Aaron Nolan has, you just don't see that. But Dave Ross, one of our associate producers, called Elias. We want to thank the people at Elias very much. They had to do a lot of digging to come up with the record of consecutive hitters coming to the plate with the bases loaded. 11. Can you believe that? 11. And Dave Ross looked up the box score, and it was ironic, one of those things which it had to be a quirk. 11 guys coming up, getting a base hit and only 1 run scored. They won that game. San Diego beat Miami 18-2 back in 2002.
Wow. That's a lot.
I'd never guess that ever. But we got some. We don't have to come up with 11, but we got to come up with at least 4 or 5. Because that ball hit well into right center field. Burns is there. So Alexei now 1 for 3.
Pretty good swing on that ball right there.
Here's Giovanni. He grounded down to short. Then he popped up to right field. And my partner Steve Stone not going to be with us this series. Sitting in is former Sox center fielder Aaron Rowland.
Well, glad to be here. Glad they called me to ask to see if I wanted to do it.
Well, it's always nice to see you. You know that.
Well, the only reason I did it was because they told me I was going to do it with you.
Yeah. You can go to hell for lying like you can for stealing.
Yeah.
Outfield straight up, spread out. Lowry backs up, cannot handle it. So trying to make his own hop right there and just couldn't bring it off.
Yeah, that's one of those ones where you try to play it into a good hop. So he breaks back right there to try to get that good hop.
Now batting.
Picks up his 6th error.
Carlos Sanchez.
They have 37 errors this year.
Young season.
Here's Sanchez. He's 0 for 2. Takes first pitch strike. I was talking with Ray Fosse, one of the fine announcers. Also Glenn Kuiper and Derek Chavez, who's joined the booth over there. This will be his 4th or 5th game.
Yeah, it's good to see. It's good to see Eric. He came over, said hello. I haven't seen him for a while.
Yeah, I haven't either. And of course, he was a great third baseman.
Oh,
and he said it's just been a combination simply of them not catching the baseball.
Right.
There's Eric on the left. Glenn.
I mean, he was about as good as they came at third base. It's a shame that he had.
He and Creedy
problems.
were.
Yeah, him and Creedy.
Yeah, he and Creedy, they were in their time zone just about as good as it got.
Yeah, and you're talking about 2 guys with back problems.
Yeah.
But I mean, they were the best in the game. And every time we came here or they came out to Chicago, you knew you were going to see some great play at third base and just take numerous hits away from people.
Oh yeah. Well, they played a low third base. They got their behinds down, close to the ground. And Eric, we were talking about that today. And he's one of the reasons he got so low is because even though he didn't have that much speed, he said he brought his eyes down. When you put your behind down, your head's coming down, your eyes are coming down, so you get a better angle of that ball hit. He said, and as soon as that ball took the first hop, he knew where it was going. When you're looking at a downward angle, you cannot see that. You can't see the height of the ball.
And you never saw a ball go underneath his glove simply for that reason.
Right. There's a base hit there, boy, Carlos. So here we go. 1 out, 2 on.
Keep it going at the top of the lineup. All middle in, stayed inside, stayed through it. You know that you can see right there on the swing. He didn't panic. He didn't try to peel off that ball. He let his hand stay inside the ball and just work through.
All right, so Bob Melvin out. He's going to make a change right here. His young man had trouble in the first, hit his stride, and then from there on out, he was good. So he departs, and we'll be back. 35-year-old right-hander out of Groton, Connecticut, Jesse Hahn. He started off shaky, then hit his stride starting in the second inning, and at one point retired 8 in a row. So he did himself proud out there tonight after giving up those 2 runs in the first. And coming on right now is 30-year-old right-hander Fernando Rodriguez out of El Paso.
Yeah, Fernando, he can run it up there around 95. Got a fastball, curveball, and changeup. Not too many changeups to the righties, but the lefties will see some changeups from him.
Started off his big league career with the Angels back in 2009. He went to Houston in 11. Came over to Oakland in 2013. Adam Eaton, 1 for 3. A double leading off the ball game, and he scored.
A hit right here would definitely turn the tides a little bit, try to swing that back on our side.
Time is called. They used to have a southpaw down in that pen warming up. Fernando Abad. That one at 94. And the count evens at 1. That one at 94. 1 and 2 the count.
He's been a little bit late on both those 2 fastballs, so I'd be surprised to see him throw him a changeup or something off speed, try to speed his bat up. If I'm a hitter right now, after having been just a little bit late on the first 2 fastballs, it tells that pitcher, why am I going to speed his bat up by throwing something slow? So hopefully sitting on a fastball right here.
Ball hit hard and can't get him.
That was a great hustle down the line right there to keep the inning going.
We are seeing all of our guys busted down the line this year.
Yeah, and that's winning baseball. I mean, if he doesn't bust down the line right here, you're looking at the inning being over and no chance to score a run. So by doing that, you got 2 runners on now and a great hitter and Milwaukee the Oakland.
Well, that was not the case last year and the year before. This year, they have been busting, and that can define an organization, as you well know. That can define not just a team, but an organization.
For sure. I mean, that's what keeps innings going and gives your offense an opportunity to score runs. Sometimes it's busting down the line, sometimes it's taking an extra base.
That's off the 5th. Also getting that good lead and that good jump, beating the play in the second base.
Absolutely. Breaking up double plays.
Melky has walked, line hard to left, and grounded to second. That's high.
Not that Adam at first base couldn't try and steal second base and get 2 runners in scoring position, but in this situation with Melky hitting left-handed, you want to try to keep that hole on the right side wide open. Maybe get a ground ball through there for a base hit. Much tougher for the first baseman to try to cover more ground.
There he goes. And there is a base hit in the left. So here comes Soto. He scores. Adam in the 3rd. And it's a 6-3 game.
All because he busted it down the line and beat out a double play. Runner goes in motion right there. And Adam never stopped going around second base.
Now batting.
Read the ball down. And decided right off the bat, I'm going to go to 3rd.
Very young pitching coach Al. So that will be an unearned run, but we'll take it. And the line on Hahn is complete. 6 1/3, 3 runs, only 2 earned. 5 hits, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts.
If I'm Melky, I'm going over there and patting at him on the butt after the inning's over.
Evan Scribner has joined Abad down there. So double-barreled activity. Well, you know, yes, you would have, and you would have done that, and also not that you would have done the opposite, but when a guy did not beat a plate down at second base on the ball, you hit it deep into the hole, which you felt like you should have, even though you're hot, you wouldn't have said anything.
Right.
You know,
but you're hot.
But you're hot. Oh, I've seen actually some fights after the game. Guys get into it. You know, what are you doing? Not busting it down to second base. It cost me a base hit. Oh,
absolutely.
Get up and go after it.
And you won't see it in the dugout, but you'll see it later on.
That's
in the clubhouse,
right.
That's for sure.
Jose, 1 for 2 with a run scored.
I don't think he wants to throw that pitch again.
A pretty good hack.
That was slightly aggressive. And that's the kind of smart hitting and hitter that he is. After check swinging and taking a breaking ball down, you could tell right there where he was sitting on it. He knew he was going to get it.
He had a home run here last year. Has a breaking ball. One of the hardest I've seen hit in this ballpark. Hit off the facing. That upper deck bounced all the way back on the field.
This is what you want. You want your big horse at the plate.
Yeah. He's a tying run. And a 1-2 count.
You know, we were talking about Adam before, busting down the line, and mentioned taking an extra base. That's exactly what he did. He puts his head down to steal, picks his head up to find the ball, find the outfielder, and then puts his head back down and goes. Takes another extra base.
Good job by Fegley.
And then think about if that ball gets away. Instead of going from second to third, now he scores a run. Just by taking by that kind of hustle, what you're talking about as far as defining the team and organization. Playing the game the right way.
Baseball 101. That's what makes it so beautiful, so simple.
Yeah. And confusing at times.
Fastball at 91, and that's going to be a souvenir. More foul ground here than any other park.
Yeah, and they actually cut some of it out because it used to be more.
Yeah, they used to try to have as much as they could some kind of speed at first and third, so these guys could get some of those pop-ups. Especially late in the ball game, a close game. He did not go. Scott Barry at first. Ted Barrett at second. Scott Barry at third.
You know, everybody has a different criteria for whether a guy goes or he doesn't on a check swing. Some people say, is it the barrel that comes across the plate, or is it the hands that go across the plate? I think it's kind of up to each individual umpire. I think even they have a different view on it.
They see it differently. There goes nothing. And that ball, that's foul. Kicks foul. Full count. Still a full count.
He's up there battling. I'll tell you what, with Adam on deck, and I was talking to him a little bit earlier before the game about DHing and stuff. I got a lot of respect for the guys who DH in this ballpark, because it is at night, cold, windy. I mean, it's got to be tough to try to get loose and stay loose unless you're up there running sprints in the tunnel.
And once again, the payoff pitch. And that hit him pretty good. Something he certainly was not trying to do. But meanwhile, it still hurts. Second time he's been hit tonight. First time was just grazing, but that one got him pretty good.
Yeah, I think that one might still be stuck in his bicep. Now that hurts when you get squared up like that.
So Melvin's going to go to Fernando Abad. So Rodriguez departs, and we'll be back. Nine-year-old southpaw Fernando Abad.
Yeah, Abad, he's a fastball, curveball, changeup guy. To lefties, he's going to throw more curveballs as a secondary pitch, whereas to the righties, he's going to use his changeup more as a secondary pitch.
He's 6'1", 220 pounds, out of La Romana in the Dominican Republic. Beautiful little place. So here we go. Sacks packed. Tying runs aboard. And here's Adam. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. They're coming with the bases loaded back in the first inning as he takes ball 1.
Yeah, his fastball can reach up in the mid-90s, so the lefty's got a pretty good arm. You don't see too many lefties throwing in the mid-90s.
And in talking with some Oakland people prior to the game, they said the reason they've been playing bad, couldn't catch the ball, and the bullpen's been not good.
Well, then in that case, it's a good thing we got Hahn out of the game.
2-0 the count. You got the catbird seat, Adam. Reddick way off the line out there in right field. And that ball hit hard. Nobody's going to get that one. That's just a bullet. Big man is going to be held at third now on a double by Adam LaRoche, and it's a 6-5 ball game. Yes.
That's a great job right there. Lays off a couple fastballs up. Know what you're getting with the bases loaded. You didn't miss it.
Number 26, Visail Garcia.
Long and through. He has one of the prettiest swings in baseball. And we were talking before the game, Adam was and I, and talking about doing work and working on your strengths. And, you know, certain guys can pull the ball a little better than others. Some guys don't. But his is right center. He focuses on right center, and there it is.
All right, a pitching change, and we'll be back.
For the majestic jersey count.
And our Honda call to the pen is for the 29-year-old right-hander, Evan Scribner. And what's he going to feature?
Oh, he's featuring a fastball, got a four-seamer, and he's got a cutter as well, and a curveball. His curveball's his best pitch. He's not afraid to double up, triple up on his breaking ball, and that's going to be his go-to pitch, especially when he's ahead in the count.
Here's Avi. Ducks on the pond, 2 down. 3 in. It's a 6-5 Oakland lead. That's a pretty good breaking ball down on third.
Yeah.
Throwing in the dirt.
Yeah, usually that first one's going to be the get me over to get ahead, just to show that hitter, because he's not going to. Most guys are not just going to come out swinging at a first pitch breaking ball.
And there's a base hit. Abreu's going to score. LaRoche is going to score. Avi into second, and the Sox lead at 7-6. Yes.
All started with an error at third base a long time ago. And you called it, put together against their bullpen. That's just a good piece of hitting. He threw the first pitch curveball, saw it, doubled up on it, didn't miss it.
Number 12, Connor Gillespie.
You saw that little pause right there. Yep, got it. Recognizing the breaking ball, keeps his hands back and drives the ball to the middle of the field. That's great hitting right there.
Yeah, we talked about Gillespie, who's at the plate right now. He's 1 for 3 with an RBI, about him being the best fastball hitter on the team. The best breaking ball hitter is Avi Garcia. Yeah. That's not bad for a 22-year-old.
Absolutely. I'm glad you didn't tell Bob Melvin that before you brought him in. Bringing the breaking ball pitcher against the best breaking ball hitter on the team.
That's chopped away.
And with Connor up right now, they batted through the lineup. Alexis on deck.
Let's just say Avi's 23. Don't stop now, boys. Pick him up, Connor. There's that curveball. As I said, he's a good fastball hitter. Meanwhile, a big 5 spot goes up on that board. 7th inning stretch. We lead it 7-6. Gordon Beckham comes into the ball game defensively at third base, and coming on in relief of Scott Carroll. Scott, who did a good job. It'll be Dan Jennings.
Mark Canha.
You see 14 innings, 12 hits. Last time out, had some problems with the base on balls, but right here, Mark Canha will lead it off. Sox with a 5-spot lead at 7-6 here in the bottom of the seventh.
Yeah, right now, after putting a 5-spot up, right now is where you want to keep that momentum on your side to put up a 0. You put up a 0 right here, you can get everything and keep it there, and it's a downer for the opposition.
There's a strike. Well, it's covering those last 9 outs, isn't it?
Absolutely. We talked about it earlier, shortening the game.
Sweet Lou on 116 out in Seattle. Those last 9 outs were automatic.
Nelly.
That ball into right field. Big Jeff Nelson. Also 3 left-handers out there that were pretty good as well.
Absolutely.
Well, Canha is retired. He's 0 for 4, and that'll bring up Billy Burns, who is 1 for 1 with 2 walks and a run scored.
You want to do as good a job as possible to keep that kind of speed off the bases right here, because as you said before, you can make things happen with speed. Boy, that ball jumps out of his hand good.
Yeah, he's got good stuff. He's got real good season. In fact, when I found out we got him, I called a couple of friends of mine who were scouts. I said, "Tell me about Jennings." Uh-oh. Alexei, pick. Yes, what a
Nice
pick
job
by Abreu.
I think he's still upset he got hit. That's a great play right there. Lexi knew he had to hurry and use the turf. Gave him a good hop to work with.
Now batting second baseman, 28, Eric Sokol.
That was rear end sore too.
That was a good play by Alexi and a great pick by Abreu. So here's Sogard. He's 2 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. And I called a couple of scouts, asked him about Jennings. And they both said the same thing. Hawkeye has got good stuff if he can get it over the plate.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys. It reminds me of guys like you were talking about in the Kansas City bullpen. You know, when I was in Chicago, you got big guys. Forget one of the lefties that they had. I mean, he threw almost 100 miles an hour, but you didn't know where it was going.
Yep. Jennings only had that one tough outing. Pretty good pitch right there. It was a strike, and he didn't get it. So 2-1 to count.
Pitch.
That's nasty.
Yeah, if it doesn't work on the inside corner, let's just go to the outside corner.
2-2. Full count. Five unearned runs in the top of the 7th. There's a base hit by Sogard. He's 3 for 3.
Another one of those balls. He kept his front shoulder in there and just punched it the other way.
And you can follow our Sox all season with MLB.com @bat. @bat is up to the moment with in-game highlights, live look-ins, replay reviews, radio broadcasts, statcast, and more. Get MLB.com @bat for your smartphone or tablet.
I love that app.
I'll tell you what, I'm on it all day.
Me too.
I love it.
And it's easy to use.
I got it on right now, as you
Right.
can see. You know, it's in fact, I was watching on the bus coming out. I was watching some of the Cub game today, and I was watching it in my room. And when I got out of the shower, it's great. You can take it with you anywhere you want to go, and just use your hotspot on your iPhone,
And then wherever you're at.
yeah. Great app.
Coop decided he wanted to make an appearance.
He's walking pretty good on that sore foot of his.
It's because he's numb.
Yeah,
Can't feel
cold.
it.
Here's Coco. 2 out, 1 on. Sogard just 1 for 1 in stolen bases. He's got a decent lead. Not a big one. And there's first pitch strike. Coco has been a Sox killer in his career. Boy, has he been a good player against us. He's 0 for 3 tonight with a walk and a run scored. Breaking ball, good one.
Yeah, he's had a tough start of the season, that's for sure. But I mean, he's a very talented player. He's not going to stay down for long. I just hope he stays down for this series. He can get hot after.
Souvenir right side.
Another good breaking ball. Coco's another guy, especially from the right hand. It's from the right side. He can turn a fastball around. He's not going to be one to try to fight it off.
A little shank, short right. Yes,
nice play.
He's playing him perfectly. He is not afraid to play shallow out there in right field. So that'll retire the side. Good job by Jennings, and we're into the 8th. For the call starting at 2:30 p.m. on Comcast Sportsnet.
Yeah, I got promoted this time. Last time I was doing radio.
Were you?
Yeah, with Farmio. So I got promoted. I got to come and hang out with you, and they only let me do 2 games last time. I get to do 3 this time.
Yeah, we got tomorrow on WGN and then Sunday on Comcast. Back on Comcast. We're in the 8th inning. Alexei Soto Sanchez to face Evan Scribner. Alexei 1 for 3, a beautiful bunt single.
Doesn't get any better than hitting the back.
No, that's about as perfect as you can have. Outfielder fairly deep, for the most part straight up. Bit of a gap out there in left center. Sometimes also the gaps are determined not so much in distance to side, but how deep that center fielder is playing.
Absolutely. And you know, late in the game, when you're in a tie game, you know, those outfielders are going to play a little bit deeper, try to cut balls off into gaps or down the line, try to keep that guy off second base. Not sure where he was going there.
No, I don't know, 1-2 count. He must have thought it was 3-0.
Well, I think he thought it was already 1-2 or 0-2 because he was headed back to the dugout.
2-2.
It's actually probably feels pretty good about himself right now because he thought he was already out. He's like, wow, I get another chance. Let's see if he can make do with it.
Nope. 1 down.
I still don't think that's as bad though as when you've seen guys on ball 4 throw their bat to the opposite dugout. It's because they forgot what side they were on.
You know, I've never seen that.
I've seen it a couple times.
I've never seen that.
Most of the time it's on the road though. You know, the opposing team throws the bat to the wrong dugout.
Yeah.
And the bat boy's got to run all the way around and pick it up.
Soto reached on an error that started that 5-run 7th with 1 out, 5 unearned runs. We scored.
Just a little bit late on that heater. He took a good hack at that.
Got him. 2 down.
Now batting, number 5, Carlos Sanchez.
Sanchez got a hit in his last at bat.
Yes, he did. After the error, he got the base hit. And there's a breaking ball strike. .71-mile-an-hour curveball.
Yeah, Scribner's one of those guys who doesn't. Most right-handers or left-handers will throw a little bit different to left-handed hitters. He basically has his gamut of pitches, which is that four-seamer, that cutter, and that breaking ball. And he pretty much throws the same to both lefties and righties.
That curveball right there gets him down. Scribner strikes out the side very quickly. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th. It'll be Simeon, Reddick, and Butler. All right, Jen, thank you very much. And first pitch to Marcus Semien, down low for a ball, leading off here in the bottom of the 8th. White Sox lead it 7-6. Semien is 1 for 4. 7-8-1 for us, 6-9-1 for them. That big one right there, leading to 5 unearned in the 7th.
Absolutely, and this is a big inning with the Hartle lineup coming up right now. 2, 3, 4, and the big dog in the bullpen getting ready to come in.
Trichka, the Jake Meister. Got Reddick, a left-handed hitter on deck. And if he can get Semien, Reddick, Trichka for Buck.
And you definitely like to keep him off the bases with the two home run guys coming up in the 3-4 spots.
2-2. Oh, nice. That was a tough hop right there for Alexi, and he made it. 1 out, big out.
Yeah, he tried to charge that ball and tried to get a good hop, but it was hit so well at him that he ended up having to get that in between hop. He did a great job. That's why those guys play shortstop. They just have great hands.
Kept his glove down. You got to get that glove down. Get it up a lot quicker. You can get it down. So here's Reddick. He's 2 for 3. Bases loaded. Triple. He has 28 RBIs. He also doubled and scored in the 6th.
Great pitch.
Brayu is going to take it himself for 2 outs. And here comes Robin.
That was a great pitch right there to get it on his hands. Try to tie him up a little bit, keep him from getting extended like he has the last couple at bats.
So a good job by Dan Jennings, an inning and 2/3. He gives up this 1 hit. He departs. Jake Petrich comes on, and we'll be back. Aaron.
Yeah, he's being called on here to get Billy Butler out. Butler's 0 for 7 against him in his career. And if you're Billy Butler, I know how he feels. I mean, there's times where you go in against a certain team where you know you struggle against a certain guy. It seems like you're 4 or 5 batters from coming up, and you already see that guy getting up. You know why he's getting up.
Yeah. Butler 1 for 4 with an RBI tonight. Takes first pitch strike. And we talk about it all the time, Stoney and myself. Sometimes you just can't pick up the ball out of a guy's hand. Other times you see it so good, and that's one of the guys you get.
Absolutely. I mean, and it doesn't matter who it is. It could be a Cy Young winner, or it could be whoever. But certain guys you can pick the ball up sooner, and some guys you just have a tough time seeing.
Brett Lowry on deck. If Butler can reach. Butler 3 homers, 18 RBIs on the season. But he has really been a Sox killer. There's a strike. 1-2.
It always seems like a lot of those ex-Royals were Sox killers.
Yeah.
Guys like Mike Sweeney.
Mike Sweeney was one of the biggest in the league.
Carlos Beltran.
And Jermaine Dye when he was there. JD just wore us out. Out from Oakland and Kansas City.
That's why when we got him, I was very happy.
Yeah.
Got tired of seeing balls hit over my head.
2-2.
Got Zach Duke warming up in the bullpen.
And that's going to be a base hit. So he's now 1 from 8. At the tying run aboard with 2 down.
They're going to bring in a pinch runner for Butler.
And here comes Coop.
Sam Fold is going to be pinch running for Butler.
Well, both his hits have been the same variety. Softly hit in the right center field, which Butler he gets a lot of those.
Your attention, please.
A good hitter's good jam. Good hitters stay inside the ball.
One of the greatest sayings that I've ever heard about hitting came from Al Kaline, Hall of Fame Detroit outfielder. He said, "Show me a hitter that can't be jammed, and I'll show you a horse blank hitter."
I had the privilege to meet him and sit down at breakfast and talk with him quite a bit in Cooperstown last year. And he absolutely nicest guy in the world too. And we just sat and talked hitting. And I love trying to pick the brains of the greats when you have a chance to sit and talk with them. And it's interesting how it doesn't matter from generation to generation. All the good hitters all seem to have the same plan, same idea of what they're trying to do.
Aaron, I learned more about how to compete at the big league level and how to have an approach playing against Al Kaline than I did from any coach ever had. But Jake is going to be, evidently they've announced the pinch hitter. Zach Duke comes on, and we'll be back. And our call to the pen is Zach Duke, and Robin Ventura talking with Angel Hernandez. Evidently, they had not announced Stephen Vogt as a pinch hitter. He came out on deck. And Brett Lowry is still going to hit. So they did not announce him.
Wow.
Yeah, wow is right. Vogt had a bat on deck. Coop was out on the mound talking, and he looked in and checked. And so now Robin's going to have a conversation about this. About Vogt. Crew chief Ted Barrett's going to be included. Well, it's a big decision right here, or a big mistake, in the respect that not only is Lowry still hitting against the left-hander, but Vogt's still available in the game.
Yeah,
for the game for later on.
So you still have an extra guy on the bench.
So 2 on 1 out. Sam Folds, the runner. Lowry 0 for 3 with a walk and a run scored.
Especially since they just used Fold as a push runner too. So.
Well, I'm sure that when Coop was out there, he looked. We saw him look in at the plate and asked for something. And then that's when he made the change.
And you got another righty with Fegley on deck.
Outfield straight up. Gap out there in right center. There's a strike.
Just like you were saying earlier about Garcia not being afraid to play shallow. In this instance right here, up a run, see the outfield playing much deeper.
No double set.
Yeah, making sure that ball doesn't get through the gap. Well, one good thing about bringing in Duke and at least having a lefty on the mound is you can kind of neutralize the running game a little bit.
Short lead by Fold. And there's a base hit in the center field.
Looks like Adam lost his footing a little bit out there in center. I'm sure the grass is starting to get a little bit wet.
So now, tying run is second. Go ahead, run on at first. 2 down.
Now batting, number 19, Josh Fegley.
And here's Fegley. Josh homered leading off the 4th inning. First home run for him on the season. First home run that Carlos Rodon has thrown in the big leagues. Good pitch, didn't get it.
You got Alexi playing in the 6 hole right there, shading over on the pull side. Keep that ball from going into the 6 hole.
A lot of room between first and second. Alexei playing in perfectly.
Right to him.
Right to him is right. And we get out of it. We'll go to the 9th, leading by 1. Our Miller moment coming in the 7th inning with 2 out and back-to-back doubles, back-to-back 2-run doubles. Adam LaRoche, Abizail Garcia to put us on top. And we scored 5 runs, all 5 unearned. Meanwhile, they count and we lead it 7-6. So here's Mujica.
Yeah, Mujica's got some good stuff. I mean, he's, especially the right-hander, is very deceptive. I think his slider's his best pitch. It's a roller, but I mean, with his arm angle and throwing across his body, he's very deceptive.
Adam fouls it. Lowry over. And can't get there on top of the dugout.
Along with that slider, he throws his fastball, and he's got a split finger too. So he mixes up his pitches pretty well, and he usually keeps the ball down in the zone. So this is a guy that doesn't give up a whole lot of home runs, but you know, he can be gotten to.
Adam led off the ball game with a double, came around the score when we scored 2 in the first. There's a shot back through the middle.
Good piece of hitting right there. Didn't try to do too much and hit it right back where it came from.
And here comes Melky. He's 1 for 3 with an RBI and a run scored.
Number 53, Melky Cabrera.
So a good job by Evan Scribner. He went an inning and a third, giving up just 1 hit, no walks, and had 4 strikeouts.
Yeah, I mean, that breaking ball keeps guys off balance and makes that fastball a lot more effective. A couple runs on the board might be good.
That would be sweet. There he goes. High throw. And they still get it.
Pretty quick release right there by Fegley, because Adam got a pretty decent jump. Got the cleat in the way too, so he couldn't get his hand in the bag.
One out, 1-1 to count. Souvenir left side.
Pretty good fastball right there, 90 miles an hour. But his off-speed stuff is how he gets guys out. And gonna have to battle right here.
Well, I don't know how you feel. I'd much rather hit a 95, 97 mile an hour fastball that was straight than a 90 mile that had good movement.
Absolutely.
That's into left field. So 2 gone. That's what I tell these youngsters out there who Sox fans, aspiring baseball players who are in high school, college. You don't have to be a hard thrower to pitch in the big leagues, but you have to throw strikes and you have to have movement. And you better have a good changeup.
You got to have something besides that fastball.
That's right.
Whether it's a sinker or a four-seamer, whatever, you have to have a secondary pitch and be able to have command of that secondary pitch. And if you do that, you keep guys off balance.
Well, it's like you when you play with us. I had a good feeling when you were facing somebody who was basically a one-pitch pitcher. I don't care how hard he threw.
Yeah,
it didn't make any difference how hard he threw.
Right. Well, the harder the better. You didn't have to try to do as much.
Yeah. That ball hit hard. Coco got a good jump, stays with it, and makes the catch. So that's a hang with him for Abreu. Meanwhile, We'll go to the bottom of the ninth, leading 7-6. Of the ninth, 7-9-1 for us, 6-11-1 for them. If you're just tuning in, we scored 2 in the first inning. They scored 4 in the fourth, 1 in the fifth, 1 in the sixth to lead it 6-2. And then we came up with 5 in the seventh. So David Robertson not in there.
But he is in the pen getting ready.
No, that's Zach Putnam getting ready.
Oh, okay. I can't
David's
see the
still
numbers
got
in
his
there.
jacket on. So here we go. Kana. Zach Duke. Kana's 0 for 4. Billy Burns on deck. He's been playing behind tonight. As has Eric Sogard. That pitch just off the corner, so 2-0 the count. If you're just tuning in, Carlos Rodon started, has some control problems, went 4 innings, walked 6 guys, 5 strikeouts, and gave up 5 runs as there's a strike.
You definitely want to try to make these guys earn their way on base.
Scott Carroll came on and did a good job, as did Dan Jennings. Now has 5 home runs and a full count.
Good pitch right there at the knees.
Straight up, spread out, deep. He gone. Beautiful job by Zach Duke.
Coming all the way back from 3-0.
Now batting center fielder.
Changed it up to a couple 4-seamers. 3-2, throw the cutter in on his hands.
That's pretty good comeback right there.
In a big situation with the leadoff guy up by 1 in the ninth.
So here's switch hitting center fielder Billy Burns, 1 for 2, 2 walks, and a run scored. Can't get that one. If you're just tuning in, my partner Steve Stone will not be here this week. Aaron Rowan good friend and terrific center fielder for us. He's going to be doing the series. That's blowing away.
You know, you're talking about that 5-run inning and how they were unearned. It's amazing how at this level, as good as everybody is, that if you just give them one opening, how a team can hurt you, come back and hurt you.
That's why the first rule in baseball is you got to catch the ball. Broken bat. Rosale taking himself, and that is out number 2. That's exactly why that's the first rule in the game, Aaron. You know that, being a tremendous defensive player yourself. If you're going to get 27 outs and you're going to give the other team 30 or 31 outs, you're probably going to lose.
Yep.
So now, Stephen Vogt, for the second time, we think, is being announced.
Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. For the Athletics, batting for Oakland, number 21, Stephen Vogt.
He's got 9 home runs on the young season.
Yes, he does. He also has 30 RBIs. And they are prepping him for all-star catcher. And he's got a count. 9 homers. 337. That'll work.
Yeah, that'll get it done.
And a count 3-0 with Coco Crisp on deck. There's a strike. If they were going to go around him, why throw him a strike? 3-0.
I guarantee you, if he throws a fastball right there again, he's not going to take it.
And a full count. Now see if you can get the slider. Just missed with it.
That was a good pitch. Set up on the outside corner. Just missed.
Now batting left fielder.
So with 2 out.
Coco Crisp.
Here is Coco Crisp. 0 for 4 with a walk and a run scored. Last time up flare went into right field. Looked like it could be a base hit, but Garcia, who was playing in perfectly, came in and made a nice running catch.
Wouldn't mind seeing that again.
Joe Johnson, same thing. That ball hit deep into left center field. Off the wall, they're going to wave him around. A good throw. They got a shot. But now they hold him there. They got him in a run down. Put it on him, and this ball game is over.
That's a great job getting the ball in.
Well, you were good at it. Tell them what went on. Let's look at it again.
Watch him play that. He plays that hop perfectly and then hits the first cutoff man right in the chest. That's how you draw it up and you can get that guy out. They were going to send him. They realized that he had absolutely no shot.
When he hit the first cutoff man, they knew they were dead when he rounded third base. All right. Our player of the game, Abacio Garcia, that big 2-run double. And also some good plays out in the outfield, our player of the game. So from my partner tonight, Aaron, thanks, buddy. You did a terrific job.
Appreciate you having me.
All right, so our director, Jim Angio, our producer, John Walgren, our associate producer, Dave Ross, also for the mayor, Angel Group, and our technical manager, Mark Harper, and for Marcus Therio, Erica Higley, Steve Nielsen, and our girlfriend, Charlene Mansfield, our executive producer, Jim Corno Jr. This is a Hawk. So long, everybody. You've been watching White Sox baseball on Comcast Sportsnet.